Earlier video we looked at our kind of typical system with the cords that run on the back side and those little plastic clips, but I want to also show you this system here. This is a cellular system, so it's got two walls. That helps with noise reduction and thermal performance insulation. And one way you can tell that these are a little bit different, if you look on the back of it, you can see that these cords run all the way from one side to the other. You can have two cords, two for the white and two for the black, because both systems are cellular. It's a cellular screen and a cellular shade. So that's a little different than the system we looked at where the cords are running through a little plastic injection molded part as opposed to all the way across the back. And how you reset the cords is also a little different. Same principle, but just a little different procedure. So everything's working fine, everything's where it should be, no problems, but just like with the other system, let's say, oh, you know, a little guy popped out there, and that's going to cause the whole system to just turn into a big spaghetti mess here. And to get it back into place, if all that's happened is a retainer came out, it's the same procedure as the other system. Let's tuck everything back in, get everybody back in their channels. You know, we've got the retainer end here. We're going to bring him in and make sure that he's tucked in behind the plastic part on the end of this. We don't want him twisted around it. There he's back there. And just to make things easy for me, I'm going to use my little hex head tool, my 2mm hex head tool, press them in there. And that's it, everything's back to normal. So really easy procedure if all that's happened is a retainer's popped out. But let's say something beyond that happened, a retainer popped out, and in addition to that, the cord has come out of its guider on the back of the pull bar. Now it's a little more complicated because you're like, well, I found my retainer here, but you know, how do I reconnect them to this point? I looked back here and I saw that I should have two retainers in each corner on this style, and I've only got one, so I know he came out of here. But you know, that's not going to help just to plug them back into there. So the way this system works is you've got, I'm just going to totally take this thing apart here. You've got cords are going to run from an anchor point, run through this channel. So we're going to stick them back in his channel, or his guider. Yeah. So now he's back in his guider. He comes across the pull bar, connects into the other side, and then goes down into the retainer pocket. So that's one of the cords. He just comes down here, he's anchored, comes down, goes into the channel, goes across the pull bar, back into this channel, comes down, and he's going to be anchored. And the same thing for the other side. So the anchoring point that came loose is the one that would be over here. So he's still anchored there. We're just going to bring him up, snap him into this channel. Now he's back in there. Snap it into this channel. And then he would be anchored up here. So now the only step that's remaining is to get the retainers back into their pockets. We're going to do that starting on this side. Before I do that, I'm going to stick this pull bar back into his channel, drag it up here, go around the end of that fin, and insert him into the pocket. So there's one side, and I'm going to give a little tension here because, you know, if we let go of it and it doesn't have any tension on it, then it can, you know, unravel the cords and they'll come back out of their little channel grooves. Snap him back in there, tuck the fabrics in, keep a little bit of tension on it, tuck him in behind the aluminum channel. And here, you know, make sure that it's on the other side of the plastic part back behind here. And I usually do that by running this up and down a bit, making sure that it's in the right spot. Goes between the fabric and the fin. Use my little cheater tool. Snap him into his seat. And, you know, just there in a couple minutes, things are back to normal. So, you know, it's the same process, exact same process for this, just using the white cords. But, you know, a couple minutes and everything's right back to normal. No loss of functionality. Things running perfect again. So, a couple minutes with, you know, a tool like this, or even you know, a screwdriver or whatever to push these back in, and just knowing the cord paths and how they're supposed to insert into the little plastic parts, and you're back up and running in no time.